Hi, welcome to On My Shelf. Today I'm talking about a middle grade audiobook series that will entertain a boy. Adam Gidwitz's fairy tale retelling trilogy, which begins with A Tale Dark and Grim, is gory and gross and funny. Everything a boy loves. In the trilogy, which also includes the books In a Glass Grimly and The Grim Conclusion, the narrator is a character who talks to the reader. If you have read my middle grade series, Ferndale, you know that this is the kind of voice I use for my own narrator in that series. I was pleased to read another series similar to mine and watch how my boys were drawn into the story. The trilogy is read by Johnny Heller, who was an entertaining voice actor. Each of the three books chronicles two boy-girl fairy tale pairs, two of them brother and sister, like Hansel and Gretel and Jorinda and Joringel, and the other was a cousin pair, Jack and Jill. The series highlights some of the more obscure fairy tales from the Grimm brothers, which I appreciated because we usually only hear about the really popular ones, and even then the endings have been changed to a happy one. Many of Grimm's fairy tales did not end happily. In fact, that's one of the first things Gidwitz explains to his readers. Here are the opening lines of the first book. Once upon a time, fairy tales were awesome. I know, you don't believe me. I don't blame you. A little while ago, I wouldn't have believed it myself. Little girls in red caps skipping around a forest? Awesome? I don't think so. But then I started to read them, the real grim ones. Very few little girls in red caps in those. Well, there's one, but she gets eaten. My boys were pulled immediately into this story. What I enjoyed most about the trilogy was not only the personality of the narrator, which was, at times, humorous and ironic, but I also really enjoyed the way Gidwitz wove all of these fairy tale stories into something that was its own sort of fairy tale. There was humor, danger, violence, and action, and by the time we'd finished listening to it, my 10-year-old had taken to carrying around my oversized volume of Grimm's fairy tales, which I call a win for boys and reading. I hope you've enjoyed this look at a trilogy that will make a boy want to read more. Visit racheltolson.com for more audiobook, film, and TV show recommendations. I'm Rachel Tolson, and this is On My Shelf.